Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Triple Option. And guys, this is it. Spring football's done, but we finally get to review some film. Now, listen, it's spring game, tape, highlight season. It's a time to overreact. It's a time to underreact. It's a time to extrapolate. It's a time to intrapolate. I don't know. People are going to use this glorified 14th practice in Doak Campbell Stadium as a way to either confirm or totally flip over your notions of how good you already thought Florida State's 2022 team was going to be or bad. So we're going to talk about the things that we saw because you've heard a lot of opinions. You've heard good, you've heard bad, you've heard hyperbolic, you've heard very negative. But on this show, we don't talk. We let the film do the talking and we listen. Speaking of two beautiful guys you should listen to, here's Kevin, here's Adam. What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's up, people?
That's right. The peeps are here, and they can't wait to see. Now,
I'm just riding the Marius Mims high of what's
dude, you are looking you excited.
This is too stressful
you
for me.
Listen, if you don't know what Adam's talking about, there's a big old plug ugly from Georgia in the transfer portal. He would be the best offensive lineman that Florida State has got in a long time, and Adam is super excited.
Offensive lineman.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent. Anyway, but that would be cool if that happens. And guess what? We will provide you with video coverage. But let's talk about the spring game that happened on Saturday. Adam, let's just talk about some high-level thoughts and just kind of my general consensus on spring games, and you guys can either confirm or deny. I think it's very hard to extrapolate, obviously, full team performance, but even kind of like individual unit performance and these type of things, particularly because a lot of these units, the offensive line, no Darius Washington, the linebackers, no Tatum Bethune. These aren't really the full squads that are going to be running out there. So I think it's hard to extrapolate how good certain units on the team are going to be next year. However, I do think there is some value in looking at individual performance, how individually, like the guys looked athletically, how they integrated in the offense. The one factor that you don't know is somebody that got 20 carries in the spring game. They're probably not going to get 20 carries in game one. So they're not going to get the same amount of opportunity that they got during this game. But I do think there is some value in looking at some of these guys, particularly the ones that were unknown quantities, and seeing them in person for the first time. So I don't think that this game was a total bust as far as from a value perspective. But it's definitely not as important as a lot of people are making. So, Adam, give me your high-level thoughts of what you thought of the game, and then I guess either confirm or deny my soliloquy.
No, I mean I think you hit it spot on. I've listened to a lot of what people have to say coming out of the spring game. Immediate, instant reactions. Be sure to check ours out. It was a banger, as the kids say. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there's so many takeaways from this spring game that people are trying to make, and it was a practice. It really was legit a practice. This was not a game. This was not an exhibition. This was legit show up and watch some 11 on in a day-to-day practice. And I thought the whistles blowing so quick that it was tough to take away some of the passing game stuff, which is getting killed. And it's like, if you just go back and rewatch the play, you'll see completion, guys 4 yards from Jordan Travis, they blew the play dead. Just don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Don't overreact to what happens in a
But they scored no points, AB.
Yeah. Just
they didn't call enough touchdown plays.
There's times that you got third string guards in with the first team offense, and it's just
hodgepodge.
Yeah, I'm watching individuals to try to see what individuals do, what their skills look like. I'm not looking at the whole.
There you go. Kev, what say you?
Yeah, I think there was a very wise YouTube commenter that informed me that Mike Norvell will be fired after this spring game. So I appreciate
these games
that insight.
Are known. That's right. Well, these games are known to make or break careers.
so please keep the takes coming on the comments. It was a really refreshing take. I hadn't heard that one yet. So I like to get multiple different opinions on kind of how the spring game went, and that was a good one. So yeah, I think I agree with you guys in general. You can look at individual players, how they looked. I think it's easy to get caught up in, necessarily how they played or one big play they made, but that shouldn't make or break kind of the player as a whole. You have to kind of look at the reps and look at some of the reps that maybe they weren't doing anything in. Is that it's easy to look at a cornerback and see, hey, they got busted on this play, but what about the 20 plays before that? How did they look?
Absolutely.
And so that's an important thing to keep in mind. And I hope when we're watching this film, this is just going to be a highlight. So we're going to get some of the bigger plays in the scrimmage. I hope we can kind of get a feel for that for especially some of the newcomers that we don't have a good feeling for yet.
Absolutely. And just another stellar broadcast by the ACC network. Holy hell, guys, you are bringing your A game. Interviews out the ass, action cut away from alien tape. I'm sure they sold many rolls of alien tape and Bell and Howell tack flashlights or whatever. They put tack in front of everything. Jesus Christ. All right, let's put the film on before I start to get PTSD from thinking about all that stuff.
All right.
Yeah, big guy.
QB2. That's what somebody told me. He cannot
5'9" Fabian Lovett running through the banner. You guys see that graphic?
So we are going through the highlights version, just because we didn't want to go through an hour and a half of that god awful coverage.
Oh, you guys didn't want to see the 3 interceptions back to back in the 2-point conversion drill. That was fun.
This is a nice throw, right? Little back shoulder to the running back, timing throw.
Yeah, in practice, it seems like that they're making this way more of a priority to get the running backs out in space. And honestly, in today's day and age, there's no reason not to, right? You're basically getting your running back on a linebacker. I don't know about
mismatch.
Here.
Yeah. It's a good mismatch in that the hands of Trayshawn Ward, like Adam said, very that's a good catch. That's a catch that most of our wide receivers didn't make last year, and
it's actually really good coverage by Kalen DeLoach too.
Right.
So it's like there's 2 great things going on here. You're seeing great execution by Jordan Travis and by Trayshawn Ward, and also great coverage from Kalen DeLoach. So all question marks that we have right about this team.
Yep.
Kind of check.
Physically too, I think it's something to notice as well. I don't know if you can remember spring games past, but it looks like Josh Storm, strength and conditioning coach, is doing his job. This looks more like I'm not going to say it's a Florida State looking team of old, but we're starting to look like a middle of the pack ACC team as opposed to like the shitty Sun Belt one.
So I'm watching this little stunt here.
Oh, I was watching the other side of it.
Is there a stunt down here as well?
No, I mean the offensive tackles.
Yeah, Robert Scott at the bottom gets beat.
Move.
Yeah, so Bless Harris he oversets and then lunges there instead of resetting.
That's Leonard Warner too, with a nice inside move. A guy that a lot of people had, left for dead.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of Fox snaps this spring.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a dependable number 2 there. And then Quayshawn Fuller does a nice job of getting Robert Scott. I mean, kind of hits him with a bull rush, a little helmet to helmet there, and then knocks the hands away. So that's good to see from Quayshawn Fuller. He did flash a few times throughout the spring. Game has come on a little bit more of late. That D-line is deep. Man, it's deep.
I think so too. And the Quayshawn Fuller thing was a positive. I thought he looked pretty good all day. He was a kid that was always pretty quick off the line, but seems some good power moves there. He looks a little bit slimmed up. I'd really like to see him be a factor next year as we look for like that second group of defensive ends.
I agree with you, Trey.
Was a question mark coming in. I was encouraged.
I don't want to see this kid returning anything.
That's okay. This is just spring game, man, and they really linger on that stat during the highlights.
Yeah, I don't know what Matthew Love's ball is doing here.
The dime.
Okay, so he's made this throw ever since he stepped on campus, right?
That's a nice throw. A lot of distance, man.
This is kind of an MO for Norvell. If he can get this, if you're going to be vertical in your passing game, which he is, that means you have to be willing to hit these back shoulder throws. For whatever reason, there's like a psychic connection between Tate Rodemaker and Kentron Portier. They never seem to connect with anybody else. You never see Portier catching it. Jordan Travis,
and it's always on this route too. It's always up the sideline with the back shoulder, right?
It's so weird. Like, I don't see Tate making this throw with anybody else. It's just Portier.
And the kid, it's funny because you haven't heard a lot about him. Good physical tools, good physicality on the route. He's going against Sam McCall, the 5-star freshman.
Solid coverage by McCall too.
I did think so. So that to me, that's like a good rep, good catch, good coverage. The offense wins, nice throw. Like that's something to be encouraged about.
Yeah,
Hopefully
that's
you
great. Got both
McCall's
hands
nice
on
and
his
physical
chest.
there. Yep.
If anything, this is a bad start to the route by Portier. Letting him
Why
get
did
in
he
his
say
chest
that?
here.
Okay.
Shocking. Florida State wide receiver cannot get off press coverage.
So look, his hands are in his chest. That's why he's so straight up. He's getting pushed back. He wins this purely by the good throw and catch. There's no separation there.
No, McCall looks good, man. Very strong for a true freshman, right? Very physical.
I think he looks fairly polished for a true freshman.
And that was the question on him coming in. They thought, a lot of people thought that his biggest burn was going to be like in the return game, but to see him come in and look like that at corner, that's refreshing. That's a guy that's definitely going to crack the rotation, right?
I like to see that he's physical in coverage there in that press, because I thought at times in the run game he was
A little bit less.
yeah.
And
This-
we're probably going to miss a
White
little
is
bit of the
not
run game
quite
because of
physical.
the highlights.
This isn't fun here. The Florida State's tight end room, nobody
Jack-
really standing out.
Jackson West has got to catch that ball. He's the one dude in that room that I think looks like a Power 5 tight end, but he can't catch the ball.
Yeah, I would agree. It's upsetting when you have him and 14.
Woo! Woo! Who made that block?
Who do you
Verse,
think?
but that ain't legal.
It didn't look like it. That's just guys being dudes at the spring game.
He is a freaking dude. Holy
Did he hop
cow.
over him?
Yeah, he does the old push it off the shoulders.
Yep.
That ain't
That's
street
cool.
legal.
Whatever, brother. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That's fun stuff.
Greedy Vance
He-
with a touchdown.
It counts. It looks the part. He looks the part, Jared Verse. Once again, I don't think there were too many people that I was like blown away with, like, whoa, other than Trey Benson's kind of like straight line speed. But I'm pleasantly surprised with Quayshawn Fuller.
Yeah.
Really like what I see from Jared Verse, and the good thing about him is he's a kid that's still got a lot of years on campus, right? Like he's not a finished product. But
Here's
no,
a good example of what we were talking about earlier, and then I'll get back to what you're talking about there, Trey, because I agree. Here's a situation where you get a dime throw by Jordan Travis and a nice catch by Cam McDonald, and he
Mhm.
gets waved off because of a phantom sack. And it's like, I get it. It's a spring. You're not trying to get Jordan destroyed, but this is a play. Everybody's looking at Jordan's stats in the post game. They're like, oh, passing game's horrible. Look at his numbers.
He threw this before even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
look
this
at
wouldn't
that.
have been a sack in a real game.
Right.
And look where he throws it when Cam's on his break, right? Ball in the air, right? That's a good throw. And like you said, that's not a official completion, but that's a game completion, right?
Yeah.
But let's talk about. I need to talk about this.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I see
do we got?
people. I don't know why. It seems like I'm the only person that hasn't drank the Kool-Aid.
Oh, I knew it.
But this isn't a good route.
Trace.
This isn't a good route. This isn't something that you should be beat on. But you see immediately, feet in concrete, he's already beat here. And he's grabbing him. Not
Do
only
you
is this a
think-
good throw and catch, but it's actually a holding on the defense. He is wrapped up here.
Do you think it was he was stuck in the middle of, should I redirect his route or should I backpedal? And he kind of did like,
He's in man coverage.
Lunge.
He's not redirecting crap.
okay.
It
Never
looks to me
mind.
as though it looks to me as though he misreads the takeoff there.
Yeah.
And then I think he's also seeing number 8 in front of him, and I don't think he knows what to do.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you can see that base, like the weight's not evenly distributed, like very wide, off balance.
And I think that explains why his feet go dead, but it's just too consistent of
But
a
look, he's
thing.
what, a 12th year player, and we're playing man coverage. The guy should know, like in a 2x2 set, right? This is like,
Yeah, this
is a question
I,
that should have been answered day 2 of practice his freshman year.
yeah, I figured that this would stand out to you. What do we think of the offensive line here, guys? Is
Well, I
pressure
would
right
say
up the middle?
I like seeing 46 running with Ward there. That's good.
Lundy looks a lot faster. I have more hope that he's going to be something. he's going to give you something. I don't want him to
Yes.
start, but I think he can give you something.
It's not going to be a disaster if he's in the rotation.
So Rob Scott and Estes mishandled this stunt here.
Which
It's not surprising,
communication
right? I mean,
issues,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Bryson Estes is a sophomore. I mean, it's kind of to be expected that he's still a little raw.
He didn't get his head to the outside at all here, right?
No.
Yeah.
Rob's got that he probably didn't get enough depth there. It's a nice skill.
I don't know if I'd put that on Rob, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
he's
No,
doing
I was
great.
talking about Estes. Estes probably doesn't get enough, he
you're
probably
right.
doesn't get enough depth and
Look at
doesn't
the
have his
other
head.
guard, the guy that kind of knows
Yeah.
what he's doing.
Yep.
Yeah, Rob's trying to just like hit this guy and then also hit this guy and give Jordan just enough time, which he did, even though it didn't
Yep.
count, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. That's what we were talking about before. Unit performance. These guys aren't going to be playing together, hopefully, very
No,
much.
you
First
would
and
think
second
not.
games.
But-
Hopefully it's Amaris Mims and Dylan Gibbons and Amaris Mims and
You see basically the same stunt being picked up correctly here, right? They both get depth. They kind of stay close to each other. They see the twist coming. They stay patient, and then they catch him when he gets in here. So
That's a good call. Who was playing right guard for
I
most of the day? Was
think-
it Zane Herring?
I think so, yeah.
So you can kind of see the difference between some guys that are kind of getting it and some guys that are kind of not.
Well, good for him because Zane Herring got a lot of. I feel like he got a lot of flack, and like I said, he's not a guy you don't want to be your starter or anything. But that's from the reports that I've heard. That's a promising play out of him, which is good.
Yeah, I think he had one good rep.
Okay, well, we caught it on the highlights.
Good for him.
I take it back.
I'll have to
I'd
tweet
love
at
to
him.
see some of the run game, but we're probably not going to get any of that. AJ Duffy with a little takeoff and scramble.
So this is concerning for me, to be honest with you.
How quickly those ends collapse upon themselves like a dying
Well,
star.
No, the quarterback.
Oh, well, he immediately bailing out.
So you got one read, not open, so he bails and runs. So I think they are repping that in practice. So I don't know if I can blame it on him 100%. When you're still learning the game, if he has to go in, this is better for him tomorrow. But down the road, you need to be able to make a progress. Go to your
Sure.
second, third guy.
Let's go back there because Cade Lyles is in there. Thomas Schrader is in there. These are some guys, some names to know. I pick up that stunt pretty good in the middle there. Kanaya Charlton.
Was it a
those are-
twist by the two tackles?
I was watching their footwork personally, but
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Little tackle twist.
so they handle
Just-
that well.
Yeah, just kind of a hodgepodge in the middle, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
muck it up.
And Lyles worries me, so it's good to see him moving his feet there.
Is that him 54? That's
54,
Lyles, right?
Yep. Mhm.
I thought he finished that play rather nicely,
the center.
actually.
I thought so too.
That's who we're talking
There's a
about.
lot of questions about whether he's going to take Maurice Smith's job. Everybody and myself included kind of thought bringing him in here, out of Wisconsin. I thought his Wisconsin film looked pretty good. His feet have been very stuck in cement.
I'm not necessarily as worried about it because I remember I don't even feel like Dylan Gibbons like at the beginning of the season was all that impressive. I think
you're right.
once and Dylan didn't have a spring. So
Yeah.
I'm still of the opinion. I think the concerns on him are legitimate, but I'm still of the opinion that right now you kind of need that size and consistency
Mhm.
up in the middle.
That makes sense.
So who's 78 again?
Daltrey Richardson.
Okay.
Well, he's
Yeah,
way too
way
undersized
far
and
off.
really rolly. Yeah, he's a
But you
he's
can
a guy you're hoping year 3 you get something out of him.
you see the length here, right? He's super
Oh, yeah.
long.
Absolutely.
So that's an encouraging look, but you see the strength here between 42-year-old Leonard Warner and
You got a lot of AARP members on this team, is what it sounds like, Kev. But yeah, you're right. However, you can see the frame. Now it's one of those deals, high variance take, could work out, could flame out. But you at
you
least
put
you at
20
least see
pounds
what
on
the
that kid and
coaches
he's a
saw.
starting tackle.
Yeah, for sure. In like a year or two, for sure.
Well, yeah, he just doesn't have the strength, and that's a grown man.
Yeah, but
roughing him,
But that was good. That was a good point, Kev. Like the length it's visible.
So here's a better offensive line rep.
Yeah, that's crisp. Now they've got the kind of the second or the 2B.
There's Peyton, Cooper's in there.
Yeah, some of the ends though are I see Warner. Yeah, Patrick Peyton. But you're right. The starting tackles are in there, which they're some of the best in the ACC, in my opinion.
Yeah, Cooper and Lovett.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
You can
here's some more good coverage by I think this might be Gainer. So
There you go. Not all bad.
no, wait, no, I'm looking at Dix. Gainer gets beat. Like right off the line, actually.
Never mind again. It's just not as comfortable in space as you'd like to see with the athlete of that caliber,
I
right?
just don't think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, his eyes aren't even in the right place here.
Yeah.
Once he realizes the guy's already got him beat.
Yeah.
Lundy's in the right place. He's doing the right thing.
We assume based on the picture that we have here.
Correct. That's also correct. We don't know.
But again, there's another. I mean, that's a great.
There's Jamie
that's a
playing
great
the spring game.
That's a good throw.
Great completion by Jordan Travis. This horrific passing game. He can't be your quarterback. He hadn't gotten any better.
I thought he looked, like I said, he's never going to be he's never going to be Kyler Murray.
No.
But man, I think he looks very confident back there running the offense, running the team. There was a lot of talk to Jordan Travis take the next step. I mean, I don't know, like, oh Jesus, hell, what was that? Oh my God, I fell down.
Is that
there.
Kania Charlton?
Yeah, that's a skip pull when the freaking center steps on your foot.
That's a skip dookie your pants right there.
Skip blew my darling. That's what
Yeah,
that is.
54 got blown up.
Yeah, so the biggest thing that impressed me, and we'll talk about this play after. The biggest thing that impressed me about Jordan, I thought the tempo with which he handled the offense was really positive.
Yes.
I thought that the ball came out on time, rhythm wise. I thought they got to the line of scrimmage, got plays in quick, got the ball snapped quickly. It just seemed like he was in complete control. And I think that that's important, right? I mean,
yes, command and confidence of the offense were, I think, physically and visibly like evident.
Yeah.
Now he's not going to, no matter how much the mechanics improve, how much more confident he gets, how many more times he spends playing hacky sack with Micah Pittman, his arm's his arm. But a spring game is not also the showcase for Jordan Travis's talents when it's two-hand touch football on the quarterback and they're quick with the whistle, right? So I don't think it's 100% appropriate to glean how good Jordan Travis is or is going to be fully in 2022 based off this. There's some positive, but I also don't think that people should like super overreact positively either. I still think he looks like a better version of himself from this game, but how much we'll see against LSU.
I mean, PFF graded him. Take this with a grain of salt, right? It's just people
Big
grading
grain,
film.
College PFF.
Right. Yeah, CFF, I guess.
Yeah, right.
They graded him as a top 25 passer last year. Just passing the ball, he was a top 25 passer in college football. I disagree with that. I don't think he was at the top 25, but they graded him at that point with, oatmeal as wide receivers, like he just had cups of oatmeal running routes and
with legs, just grocery bags full of oatmeal.
And, so like he's not your limiting factor here,
No,
does that make sense?
Yes, he is. It's not, this team can go so far with Jordan Travis dragging them down. It's like this offense is going to go as far as Jordan Travis drags them with his cold dead body, in my opinion.
In the running
and he's
back
getting
room.
And he's getting a little bit more. Yeah, to me. Yeah, I if you had to ask me today, is the strength of the offense Jordan Travis or the running back room? I don't know what I'd say. I'd probably still say Jordan Travis just because of like the intangibles, but
1A, 1B.
Yeah, absolutely. Whereas last year, I thought it was, well, hell, what did you guys think it was last year?
It was Jordan Travis.
Yeah.
When he was in, the offense was different.
Yeah.
It was better.
When he's on the field for them, they got a shot as an offense. When he's not, they're screwed.
Except for that one random second half in Notre Dame.
Yeah, the McKenzie Milton Magic series. But that's interesting. So, yeah, like I said, there were some things that we saw, but I mean, the concerns that a lot of people have, I get where they're coming from as well.
Let's jump back in.
No, I think it does make sense, right? I mean, all right, here's the man. And I just want to put this out there. Oh, these fake ass. Oh, I knew Trey Benson was going to be great.
Oh my gosh, so many people hated on Trey Benson when we took it. We should have
I'm looking at-
screenshotted all
I'm
of that.
looking at you, and you know who you are, and I'm looking right at you. You are not the first one to jump on the bandwagon.
Look, we can go back to our Trey Benson video where people were saying he was garbage.
I didn't even think we
I'll
were
just
that
screenshot it.
positive. I didn't even think we were that positive, but I thought we were
Yeah,
maybe
but-
the most positive because we had an
Yeah.
open mind. And
Yeah.
that was
I thought
other than
everybody
that-
just bashed the kid. Now it's, I knew he was going to be great. Oh,
We said he
Oh,
has the
dude.
size and speed. If he can read the field, he'll be good.
we
Oh.
told the story that the film told that if he was healthy like he was in high school, he had a chance to be legit.
It's funny that his number is 12 because people looked at this take in the transfer portal as a Mayan 2012 doomsday prophecy, right? So I don't know if Trey likes John Cusack and the films of Roland Emmerich, but the 2012 reference I think is apropos.
And I'm going to say this, we just hyped him up a little bit in our takes on him. I thought that the format of the spring game helped his numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't think he was as legit as kind of his final stat line was, because I thought that they played a lot of man, two over top man. So you had guys running off, and I thought he did a lot of his work against the backups. I'd like to see him get some interior work against some of the starters, or see him make some of these runs against Jamie Robinson.
Yep,
Yeah, put
good
Jamie
call.
Robinson here instead of McClellan.
And I like McClellan, but I don't think he's Jamie Robinson.
No,
He's fine. Yeah,
the thing that popped off the screen to me was the straight line speed,
Absolutely.
the size and the straight line speed. I think that does translate. Yeah, obviously, if he's
That's a
going
bad
against
rep
the
by
ones
McClellan.
or
It is.
yeah,
Also,
It's a nice move, good stiff arm.
can we mention YY? Brendan
Oh.
Snone's guy right here.
don't take his nickname. We don't need to. We don't need to.
No.
Well,
we
I'm
don't need
using
to
it
boost
facetiously
that
here
nickname.
because that's one heck of a
Yeah, that's a
Whiff.
Tebow block. That's a Tebow at fullback block.
why with the whiff?
Oh god, it gets so bad every time.
All right, let's move on.
Good run.
There'll be
Good
other
run.
Benson runs. We can talk about him too.
He looks good, man. Looks healthy. No knee brace, right, guys?
No,
Yeah, he looks.
He looks
seemed-
good. He's going to help.
An
help a lot.
undervalued asset in the portal, the Mike Norvell special.
Now that's a nice run. Gets it blocked up, and this is what we talked about. He's not a jump cut guy. If that's Shady McCoy, he's 1 foot in the dirt, jump cut. 4 feet
Hits
to
the
the
hole,
right,
yeah.
up through the hole. This is what he is. So you're going to get some limitations with him on some of that interior run game because he's not a jump cutter. But
it's a good job by the offensive line, winning one-on-ones or at least stalemating up front.
and that's all it is. This is man-on-man blocking right there. Hat on a hat.
He kind of like a freight train, and the fact that like once he gets going, he's hard to bring down. But there's a little bit of like at the beginning of that run, it's a little awkward when he starts like kind of getting into gear, right?
Yeah, so I think against the better defensive lines, it's going to be a little bit harder for him to have a day. That might be a Trayshawn Ward type thing, wiggle out a few yards type deal. But I think if you can get him going, he's going to put up numbers against some of these teams you can get a push against.
Particularly in like the third and fourth quarter, right? I mean, if you do that running back by committee, a fresh Trey Benson in the third and fourth quarter, that's a good pickup, man. It's a good pickup.
Yeah, talk about the offense as a whole. Did you see anything that you're like, well, that looks different?
Like play call wise,
No, just in general, play calls, schematics, play selection, formations, anything.
I thought, go ahead, Kev.
This has been brought up by our I guess compatriot over at Tomahawk Nation, Ben Meyerson. But he's mentioned there's a lot more rollouts, and I would agree with him. Getting the quarterbacks out of the pocket. You see it here with Tate. I don't think it's necessarily Tate's strength.
Nope.
I do think they're doing more intermediate passing game. For Norvell, that means a lot more like hitches and stuff. He kind of likes that. You saw it twice on those first down throws by Jordan Travis, where it was like a little intermediate route, which is it's probably some sort of choice route between a hitch and an out route, and you're kind of just reading the coverage. If it's man, you keep going out. If it's zone, you sit down. But yeah, you're just seeing they're kind of adjusting a little bit more to Jordan Travis. I think I would like to see more intermediate passing game, but I'm also an air raid guy. But you are seeing a little bit of an adjustment.
Yeah, the only difference that I saw, Adam, is a lot of I don't know about so many different concepts. They're not going to show those during a spring game anyway, but the concepts that Mike Norvell likes to run, like the wide receiver screens, I thought, swapping a Ontario Wilson for like a Micah Pittman in that situation, I see, oh, that's a benefit. That kid looks like a more willing runner. The blocking on the outside was better. I thought all of the running backs looked more like college backs. I think shout out to Lawrence Toafili. I thought visibly, I mean, he's never going to be huge. I thought he looked really good on the day. They all showed good hands. That's a good catch right there. I just thought
blown dead.
a lot of the play concepts that we saw last year that were plagued by poor execution, it looked tighter to me.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good look at AZ, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it's 20, right?
This is pure of a man concept, AZ. So this is kind of what I brought up before.
He's on his heels.
Is that in practice I've seen, he's got that length and he's very athletic, but just here, he was on his heels. He was 1/2 step late on this break. Let me see if I can pause it the right place. So here, he's already breaking in and he's kind of on his heels, not in a good position. He's a little too vertical. He's not athletic here, and that's why he's able to win inside. So that's just something that comes with time and reps, but it's the reason he's a freshman, Yeah.
First spring, everybody looks the part, right?
Yeah, he's got the body, the tools. You see that length.
Yeah.
I liked all the motion that they used. A lot of they ran jet a couple times. You guys know I'm a big fan of jet.
With Pittman in the jet role, I think that I was that's funny you say that. That's a good call. I noticed that as well.
I also enjoy a lot of these wing formations they're running. They're running tight end wing here, and it's really 12 personnel because Johnny Wilson's in the game, and he blocks like a tight end. I mean, he's a guy from that wing position that could be you have to kind of treat like a tight end over there. I find it to be very interesting. I think that there's some. I think that they're going to use a lot of compressed formations to try to help the run game and then set up play action off of it.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Johnny Wilson, if he's unable to fix some of these catching problems, you see him as a blocking tight end that you occasionally send on like jet motions and maybe get him the ball out in space a little bit. And just get creative ways to get him the ball and use him as a blocker. Because I think he's your best blocking tight end currently. As a hybrid
wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I mean, he'll block the hell out of you.
Who made that play? Lundy.
It looks like Lundy. I mean,
So this is Lundy. Okay, so he is playing Mike here, and Dix is kind of up on the line playing, or I guess he's playing Will, and Dix is up on the line playing Mike, and this is the same route that we just saw against Gainer a couple of times. But here, he reads it correctly, and he's not beat.
That's nice. You like that?
Yeah, he turns quickly. He diagnoses it. He stays in front of him. He turns. He doesn't hold on the turn.
Is that Jackson West? AJ Duffy, the quarterback?
Yeah.
No, that's definitely promising.
No, this is Jordan Travis's quarterback.
Is it?
Oh, it is. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think he went to the well one too many times.
Whew. O-line's a sieve up there. Run that back again.
Yeah, let's look at the O-line.
Nice by Bless Harris.
Oh,
very
God.
nice.
Yeah.
Who gets whipped from Maurice?
Who's playing end here?
Smith that gets it. That's I don't know who that is. Verse is lined up basically as a one tech.
That's got to be McClendon, right?
Estes. Yeah, probably.
I mean, if that's McClendon, look at this burst off the line. Jeez, that's exciting if McClendon's giving you that. I'm not going to lie. Up at the top of the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's nice by Bless Harris, though. That's exciting if you're getting that from him.
Yeah, good call.
And it looks like he's giving up pressure here, but realistically, he's not. It looks like it because Jordan can't take a step up.
Right.
this is what you kind of want. You want to be able to run him by, but Jared Verse absolutely destroys this double team.
Yeah, he is
Yeah, he
getting
just
double teamed
knifes
here.
right through it. Yeah.
Holy hell.
And then he comes around. Yeah, this pass rush might be pretty good. I know he's going against Estes, but that's a double team in the interior.
And I like
Yeah.
that look though. They're getting 5-on-5 up front. They basically essentially covered up all the linemen with a pass rusher and just
And they're
turned it
kind of
loose.
using Dix in a passing situation in a way that you kind of need to use him if you're going to have him out on the field.
Mhm.
And I'd like to see Gaynor there if you're going to do that. I mean, I feel like that's a place where he could potentially have some success.
Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
he would have held up and done a better rush than Dix there. But like you said, when you occupy the offensive line, I mean, there are some guys on Florida State's defensive line that can win one-on-one battles, multiple across the line. So yeah, I agree. That's a very promising concept.
That's not a good route.
Yeah, this is kind of a. So, the reason why we say it's not a good route,
Is that Douglas, Markinson
Yeah.
Douglas?
Mm-hmm.
he does what's called a speed cut here, which works if you have
Speed.
well, if you have speed, but if you don't, it's just a rounded cut.
Yeah.
So he takes like 2 or 3 steps. Ideally, in an ideal world, you'd get their head fake inside, then cut outside real sharp. That separation. No,
that wasn't a 90 degree. That was a big round. They were rounding first there, going in second.
This is a speed cut.
Flush that room and start over.
Here he is against.
There's those wheels.
This is against the number 1 defense. No,
that's outrunning McClendon to the edge there, who we just talked about his burst.
I think McClendon looks good.
He'll take an angle away from you in a hurry.
Yeah, he's
quick. And that's what we're talking about. Like you said, it's hard to extrapolate performance of entire units, but that speed translates, man.
I like watching Robert Cooper not decide if he, or Robert Scott not decide if he's gonna run or shuffle. It's my favorite part about this play.
That was a good catch, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that.
That's fun.
I think he would benefit a lot from a Marius Mims coming to Florida State and slide into that right guard slot.
The entire, there'd be very, very many other benefits.
There's a little interior run. He moved in the pile, which you would expect from a big back like that.
He's a back that's going to fall forward, I think, too, even when the play's stuffed.
We haven't gotten to talk about him. You know who the hell I thought looked good?
Who's that?
I thought Lawrence Toafili played really well.
Yeah, I thought he looked good too. Hopefully we get a clip or 2 of them.
I mentioned that earlier, and I really do. I thought physically he looked beefier, and then I thought he looked more decisive as a runner. So
Absolutely.
he not getting talked about enough because Trey Benson pops off the screen, but
I mean, he took that 1 yard run, that 2 yard run when it was available. That's something. Is this him here?
No.
It might be DJ Williams. I thought
it could be DJ.
No,
22. That's Campbell.
Yeah.
Campbell.
Williams had a good practice.
Campbell's got a little Trayshawn Ward in him. Just a little shifty guy, finds the hole, gets upfield.
He's a burrower. He just burrows and finds the hole. It's like a little Diglett.
Yeah, Norvell likes those types. What's really interesting to see on this team's composition is
dead.
They don't seem to always go after the best player. They're looking for people to fit in certain roles. All the wide receivers are either slot-looking guys or tall guys. They're not taking a lot of these middle.
That's the ugliest mesh I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, this is.
Nobody said anything.
And poor Richardson. Yeah,
and they're not fast enough to run away from anybody.
Yeah, this route takes entirely too long. He's at the back of his drop.
Is that McLean? He's very indecisive.
These guys haven't even meshed. Yeah, this is disappointing by McLean. You need to power through this, and if you see zone, you sit. But they're taking.
Yeah, very lackadaisical on the routes
he's
there,
in a
right?
jog there. Yeah, that's piss poor effort.
And it gets your quarterback sacked, right? He's looking for a guy here, but you guys haven't even completed your route. He's at the back of his drop. No one's even in their route yet.
Yeah, the only guy you can do is dump it off to Campbell, but that's a 3-yard gain, right?
Yeah.
He should have done, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Knowles was right there. Yeah, that sucks. That's a bad rep.
And then the offensive line gets whipped. I mean, 78, Daughtry Richardson.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he's a project. They know
Fuller
he's a
looking good
project.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, this defensive line should be a strength.
it should wear you down for sure.
This was a weird
52.
rep. So it's a read, right? They're reading whoever this defensive end is out here.
It's George Wilson.
It's like counter read.
Yeah, what does this is okay.
Yeah, I think that
I think he misses this
That's
read.
one-
I think this is a give. And I think he
well,
realizes it
I think
immediately.
I agree. He's like, oh,
Because normally if you pull, you come this way. But I think he realizes that the hole is actually this way because this guy went hard up. But
I don't know, dude. I don't know if that play gets like mushed on the backside or what. That's an ugly play.
and he scores on it.
Yeah, I know.
But that's what
that's
Jordan
that's like a
Travis does,
fake.
man.
That's a spring game fake touchdown. like
Yeah.
that's a crap play to me.
yeah, but a lot of people watched that and said, wow, I guess Jordan Travis
Yeah.
isn't that bad.
I know, right?
Little pistol.
This
Who's
looks
getting the
like,
ball here?
Is this down?
Lawrence?
It is.
All right, tell me what down is.
Ugh. Well, first off, what in the hell?
Are you talking about this?
Yes.
The guard being a yard in the back.
Yeah, they call
No.
that.
It's
They call
it's
that a
part of the
dead
plan.
giveaway.
It's all part of the plan.
All right, so down the left guard here is going to pull and kick, and then everybody else is going to block down. And I mean, this play should be looking to run in like C gap, but
Yeah.
he
No
bounces.
need to get depth if you start your stance off at that depth.
Well, they block it actually really well, and I'm trying to figure out who it was that comes through there. Oh, it's the backside. Christmas. Three tech.
Well, he didn't get-
through.
Now wait a minne. He didn't lay a hand on him at all before he went to the second
Yeah,
level.
what is
That's
this
not
guard
right, is
doing?
there?
I would think he should be blocking him, but apparently not.
You would think the guard would block him, right? But he's like weirdly
Yeah,
double
especially
teaming.
because tackle should be down on. Like, is he that a true nose? It's hard to tell. Maybe he's a one. Your tight end and your wing there should be down on those backers. I mean, you should be blocked by that guard. Yeah, I'm not sure. what the hell he's
Someone
doing.
should have a hand on him. Let's say that.
Yeah.
You just
But the guard kind of goes in the no man's land.
Run that back. Who's in
yeah,
there? Is
that's-
Lyles in there at center? Yeah, Lyles is in there at center. Now that's the best I've seen him move his feet.
Yeah, Lyles, he looks pretty good blocking up on this defensive.
He reaches front side. That looks good from him.
Yeah.
That's an encouraging rep.
Notice he means that he's turned him back.
But they almost zone blocked him.
Yeah, they
All right,
did.
so I'm guessing Bless Harris misses a block here.
Yeah, it almost looks like they're zone
I'm
blocking, so
gonna-
they're stepping play
I'm
side.
going to assume Bless Harris is supposed to come down and work. To
Yeah,
that
he's
also,
going this way, but he should be going this way.
which I don't love that blocking scheme personally.
Yeah, it's like almost an outside zone with help. Like with a pulling, like
Yeah.
pin and pull outside zone almost.
I don't even know, dude. It's hard to tell what they actually meant
Yeah,
to do because
yeah.
the line screwed it up so bad.
Yep.
So
Either way.
whatever. Good run that was 100% all on Toafili. So that's a good
Absolutely.
Toafili run when he was basically dead to rights because the offensive line.
They got it
looked like
right that
idiots.
time and got it in the end zone.
Yep. Good hard run. Bam bam.
And there's what we're talking about. I mean, there he takes that interior run, just puts his head down.
Yep.
And if he can run with more like just more conviction, he can knife through holes in the offensive line that some that aren't even that big. So
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
that's really good to see.
Wyatt Rector blocking up the middle.
Yes, he just squirts right through. He's a squirter. All right.
Oh, AJ.
Oh, that's not a good ball.
Well, was he throwing it away or
And
what?
there's not anybody open either. That's the problem.
Well, yeah. Jeez.
I mean, I gotta see if there's anybody in the area. I wonder if that's not.
He's. I think
Okay.
he's.
We'll say this secondary group is deep.
It is. Here's the problem with you saying that nobody's open. Watch AJ Duffy's eyes. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Looks at the running back.
Yeah,
That's
the
all
left
I
side of the
was-
field. The left side of the field doesn't exist. They're giving
No.
him. They're giving him one
they've-
read.
They've got this
Yeah.
thing very limited.
Which is fine. It's just something that I was looking for, and so
Mhm.
And to be fair, as a head coach, if my freshman quarterback notices, hey, this looks like man coverage, I've got a running back on a wheel route against a linebacker against Steven Dix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm taking that route. It's not a
Yep.
bad place to look if you're going to look one place.
And there's a situation where it's springtime. They're trying to work a rub there. They miss the rub completely.
Yep. A little motion
Yep.
to get in that stack.
Get that sprint. This ball's
Underplaced.
the wind. I think the wind probably was a factor because we've seen Jordan make these throws and
Yeah,
Not
he
have any-
can.
not have any issue getting the ball down the field. I mean, you can see the ball kind of die.
But I think Douglas is really your only person that's beaten people with speed right now.
Mhm.
And he wins. And he wins against McClellan, who I think is probably,
Yeah, he's a good cover guy.
I
He's
think he's a starting
solid.
caliber ACC guy, right? He's just behind Jamie Robinson, who's an all ACC guy.
The wide receiver room is better, but it's nowhere near good.
No, I like that screen.
Yeah,
This
that's
is a
nicely
nice
said.
design, right? It looks like almost the same thing. You've got the play side guard pulling that we were just talking about. Almost looks like zone blocking here. They had run this pitch play earlier
Mm-hmm.
and run some outside zone. Lots of eye candy going on here.
Yeah, they all bit. That's nice. That's a Norvell special.
Mm-hmm.
And as a receiver,
Good run, buddy.
yeah, not bad. Let's see. What do we got here? Here's Toe Philly. Yeah. Watch this. This is why he's the best. This is why I say he's the best blocking tight end on your team. Just watch him this whole rep.
God, he's nasty down the field, man. He is living inside McCall's pads.
That's a nice block.
But I don't even blame McCall too much because Johnny Wilson was like the best blocking wide receiver, right? Per like PFF or something. He had some like insane blocking number, which that's great. We need somebody who can catch the ball too. But that is a skill set that
It
I
plays
mean-
in Mike Norvell's
on that
offense.
play. Yeah.
I mean, if you're basically gonna force them to put someone that's not a cornerback here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, teams can't live with this all day, right? So you're gonna force them out of certain situations, which is what Mike Norvell wants.
God, dude, that is vicious. I like that.
Yeah,
There's
that's nice.
There's a little bit of the softness I talked about with Sam McCall, though.
Yeah, it is a two-pronged, two-edged sword, but it's still a good block.
Yeah.
I love this from Pittman. I mean, he just does the dirty work. Very tough.
Yeah, that's how I would
Get him in a
describe
punt
him.
return role here, right? I mean, that's what.
No,
his
he's going to be very
strength is.
productive. Any guys that have the same haircut as you, Adam, they are bring your lunch pail type dudes, and they're going to go to work. Grinders.
That's skinny me out there at wide receiver.
That's a nice run.
That's a little soft by McCall here.
Yeah, it can't happen. He's got to get him down.
Yeah, you can't get blown back by a running back.
That's true freshman. I think that
Yep.
will develop.
That Pittman too, right?
Yep. I mean, just make it.
But can we
run
talk
a
about
jet. That's what I talk about. I love this jet.
this block does it. It's a good block here. By walk on.
Campbell. Little Ole-ish, but right there. There's the block.
Yeah, looks all right.
I think that's the one you were talking about, right?
Yeah. Him just
The other one,
opening
the guy
up
kind
the-
of ran himself out of the play, right?
Yeah.
You help him run himself out of the play. That last one near the goal line, that's a legit block.
Wilson's down.
Oh
He
my
blocks
gosh.
2 guys.
Wilson's such a good blocker. This is gonna be an asset.
Dude.
Watch this. Goes in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
What the hell, man? Just catch the ball. Like, you could do that. Like, just do the other stuff good too. Oh,
yeah, you're doing the hard part.
yeah. I think that's about it as far as
Yeah, I think
the
so.
highlights. But
Pretty
no, that's
much.
good. So like you said, there's still some more. That's not good. That's a low.
That's Rodney Hill.
Yeah, he'll catch those. I'm not
True
worried about
freshman.
him. He looks
He'll
explosive.
catch those.
Ooh.
All right, that was the whole highlight for that drive.
It's a little speed out there.
Yeah, just a little
Got-
completion. Nothing crazy there. I mean, the reason why they're doing this motion is it kind of forces the defense to communicate, right? So you get into this stack, and now these wide receivers can kind of rub off each other, which is exactly what happens. It kind of buys separation for that back receiver, makes this completion easier. And Tate's got a strong arm, so
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know how much more we have.
Now let's get out of here.
Yeah, I think that's enough. We did the people that flashed. I think there are some noticeable upgrades on some of the things like I think what you really got to see is the value that a lot of these transfers bring. Now, with Florida State's place in the college football hierarchy, I mean, there's kids like Amarius Mims that are out there that hopefully you can secure, but a lot of the ones we brought in this cycle so far, you can see why they were brought in. Johnny Wilson does this well. Micah Pittman does this well. Trey Benson does this well, and he was undervalued because of the injury. So you see what the coaches are targeting these people. Are they perfect players? No. Are they upgrades to what we had last year? I would say yes. Even from this footage, I would say yes. I'd say Florida State is a better team across many of the fronts. By how much better? That's hard to know at this point. But I think it's safe to say I think they'll be better. They're going to play better than they did last year, in my opinion, guys. And I thought the spring game overall, I don't know like how instructive the level of instruction, but if I had to go on a scale of like horrific to promising, I'd lean more towards promising. I thought from what we saw in the spring game, more good than bad. Definitely not perfect. A lot of stuff to work out in fall camp, but more good than bad. What do you guys think?
No, I agree with you. I think when you strip away the frustration over the production of the spring game and you just look at the football that's being played on the field, that the product is a hell of a lot better than what you maybe realized.
Yeah.
There's still flaws. There's still flaws with this team. Wide receivers that can't get off press coverage and get open.
Tight ends, non-existent, really.
Yeah. Offensive line that is still a question mark. But yeah, I agree with what you said. I mean, at the end of the day, coming out of this spring, they're better than they were leaving last season, in my opinion. And that's important.
Yep, I agree with that.
I think they're a better team than when the clock struck 0 at Florida. I think this team is better right now, just construction wise and pieces than it was then.
I agree with you 100%. It's not just spring to spring. They're obviously better, but I'd say spring from, like you said, last game of the 2021 season, it's a better football team, which that wasn't 100% given like, some of the guys that are going like Jermaine Johnson, Keir Thomas, and Jayshon Corbin. I don't think that's a given, but right now I feel that I expect Florida State to be better in 2022 than 2021. We're not going to really know until fall camp. And we see the roster is not done. There's pieces that are going to be added. There's pieces, in my opinion, that need to be added. Kev, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm with you guys. I think if I look across the board, everybody was saying, how are you going to replace Jermaine Johnson? How are you going to replace Keir Thomas? I didn't like that narrative. I think those are important players, and I think they're huge impact players. But in a game with 22 people, like your whole defense isn't Jermaine Johnson, right?
Correct.
We're still talking about the defensive end position being the strongest position on the team, the defensive line being the strongest position group on the team is, and every other position seems to have taken a step up on some level. I think they're all minor steps up. I don't think any position group is head and shoulders above where it was last year, but I think that there's encouraging signs. I think that over the past couple of years, we're seeing the people standing out on a field full of Florida State players, or the transfers that these coaches are bringing in, are the freshmen that were finds by these coaches. I think their evaluation process is proving to be good. The question is always going to be, you can't out evaluate teams that can bring in anybody they want. Yeah, I think this is exciting. I think the team's going to be better. I think the ACC Atlantic next year is going to be better too. So the question's always going to be, can you take a step up that kind of compete with the other teams that are taking steps up? And I think that's going to be the question going into the fall.
Well, what's not a question is how damn awesome our show is and how damn awesome you viewers are. Now, listen, spring ball may be over, but the triple option will not rest on its laurels. We are here with you through the entire long, desolate offseason to bring you a tiny little football oasis. We're going to try to keep everything fresh, entertaining. We're still working on, schedules, how many shows we're going to do, what type of shows. Listen, we love you guys. You got any suggestions of things you want to see us breaking down, old games, guests to put on, whatever? We are here at your beck and call. We aim to please because we love you and you love us. So listen, guys, spring 2022, it's in the wraps. Tell everybody, tell your friends about us, the triple option, subscribe, turn the notifications on, buy some merch from Kev, right? Give him some money. Look at that poor little guy. Give the poor little guy some money. And we love you all. Spring out, triple option out, but keep chopping.